That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Commissioner Cooper, and it is week 12. I can't even believe it. The Thanksgiving's over. Black Friday is over. Well, at least Fred's been in the building today, so we can talk about Black Friday for a quick second. Other than that, I got some fantasy friends in the building. We're going to get you started for your week 12. Get those lineups set. Go to tssfantasy.com, by the way. I'll just throw that in there now. Get those rankings set because we got a big day ahead of us. We got picks, we got prop bets, we got injuries, we got it all. It's time for TSS Fantasy. It's time for TSS Fantasy. Fantasy. It's time for TSS Fantasy. Fantasy. It's time for TSS Fantasy.
You know, the great thing about being a football player is you don't have to take a shower to go to work.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to TSS Fantasy. Where's the yeah, bro?
It started off like, yeah.
Well, just I think Will Smith's line in what's that, AI or whatever that iRobot. No, it's the iRobot when he said, "Sometimes I told you so." Just doesn't quite say it. Yes, indeed. The whooping was on Friday, but I digress. Let's get things started. I don't want to rub it into Fred too much. I appreciate you waking up with me today.
Oh,
we're going to go over week 12. So, again, go to tssfantasy.com. Look at all of our latest and greatest rankings. And let's get the introduction started first. Let's welcome in Fred's Jester Reyes. I'm so off this morning because
Fred. It's that Jester Reyes. It's that kind of season. It looks like it's happening again. The free fall, just like last year. Almost time for Ranger hockey and Magic basketball.
Damn. It's not, and that's not like that's any better. Let's also welcome in studio Justin Jesus Herrera. Welcome into the studio, sir.
Like CM Punk last night, I attack everybody, and I'm ready to be on the main show again. Got my little merch here, Ireland, baby. Let's go. That was so much fun. But also, I got to say this real quick. Fred, I take pity on that team because anybody who's got to stand watching Tim Boyle throw the ball, man, you guys got a lot of pain, and I feel for that community right now. Plus, also, Jason, you look like the guy who lost last night because, I don't know, man, shave it up a little bit, clean it up a little bit. What the fuck? You're looking like you slept on a cold fucking mattress last night and all your tears have been out there. Fred is the one who looks put together today, and that's saying something, bro.
Hey, man, listen, it was the Thanksgiving holiday. It was extra, felt like it was more work over my house. I'll give you guys a nice tour sometime. I mean, it was all this Christmas decorating stuff, man. I'm exhausted, all the eating, and especially all the yelling I did on Friday, man. I am just completely out of it. Welcome in, David. Appreciate you joining us, brother. Go ahead, Justin. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, were you on the ladder? Did you get the ladder up and start hanging all the lights and shit?
Funny thing you say that. I actually was putting that off till last, and then I ended up finding something that's projected onto my house that I decided, you know what, I'm not even gonna fucking bother putting that stuff up.
Why you didn't put up all your lights this year all around?
I didn't. No, I just didn't put up the hanging ones because the way the projector thing, it's like it goes with the music and does snow stuff, and the hanging stuff would just take away from it.
Those are the lazy man lights.
I know that, man. But these are actually really cool because it plays like really loud. Actually, it plays music, and then it does a little light show with the music, so it's pretty cool. Actually, all right, everyone's turning off right now. David hates CM Punk, by the way. He said, "Let's go, Randy Orton." The Viper. All right. Go to Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code TSS. We'll double deposit up to $100. Lots of great parlays and stuff to play today, so make sure you check that out. Also, don't forget, go to Jazz Sportsbooks as well. Lots of great promotions on there, so make sure you check that out. And we're getting toward the end now here. We're basically at the end. When you're looking for some championship bling for that fantasy champion, look no further than Pro-Am Belts. And we do have a cool promotion that is up, and I have slacked on the graphics. And I will get that up next week. But we do have the Jester Sack in the building for this year. We got a sack to give away. Nothing better than the holidays and Freddie's sweaty sack.
Listen, listen, we have look, some of the giveaways, man. AJ Epinesa, Buffalo Bills. We got Zay Jones, Jacksonville Jaguars, all signed. We have Patrick Surtain II. Nice. One of my favorites, Andre Reed.
Wow, some classic.
And let's not forget, last but not least, we do have the signed Jim Kelly. Oh, you can't see it. There you go. Hall of Fame helmet.
Wow, that is a lot in that sack this year. So make sure you guys. So what we're doing for this year, if you've already subscribed, if you're already part of our fam, basically we're just looking for you guys to come in, like, and comment. That's if you're already a subscriber, just do that simply. That puts you in. And of course, if you're just watching anew, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit that comment. Again, little things stopping you from doing it and big things popping for you, maybe if you do, because a Jester Sack might be on the way.
Have your friends join. They don't got to know you won the jerseys.
That's right. Exactly. Get them in. That's right. Get them in on it. It's all good. We got your bag. That's cool, man. So yeah, we'll Fred, when we want to cut that off, by the way, let's get when we want to get that out. We didn't discuss that.
But, we did it around Christmas Eve show last time, didn't we?
We did. We gave it away. Okay, so Christmas Eve this year falls on a Sunday. Let's give it away on that Sunday morning. That sounds like a good idea. All right, there we go. All right, well, Brian's not in the building. Everyone's on vacation this week. I know I should have planned this out better. I should have asked people what they were doing because this guy, everyone's on vacation. I only got one video to play today, too. It's just crazy. But guess what? Doesn't matter. I got an injury report. I just got to read it. So I'll just play his music anyway. All right, I'll start off by letting you know I am not a doctor, nor did I stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. However, I am a licensed PTA, so I can it's cool. I'm not even going to do it. I'll just read what they tell me. Michael Thomas, excuse me, because I'm just going to run through the reports here. So let's go New Orleans at Atlanta. We know Michael Thomas has been placed on IR, so he's out for that game. Mac Hollins is out for that game as well due to an ankle. Taylor Heineke is hamstring questionable. Not that that matters, probably. Let's go. No injuries for the Steelers. Steelers at Bengals. On the Bengals side, no T. Higgins today. Obviously, we know no Joe Burrow as well. Chase Brown is questionable for the running backs position. Again, they've just been feeding Joe Mixon anyway, so I don't know if that really matters. Going the Panthers at Titans. Hayden Hurst is out, so all you Hayden Hurst owners, you're out. Traylon Burks, if for some reason he's still on your squad, he's out as well. Let's go to the Bucks at the Colts. Rachaad White's questionable, they said today. He is expected to play, however, against the Colts, so just make note of that. He does have a bit of a knee injury. On the Colts side, Jelani Woods looks like he's been limited in his rehab process, so he's still out. And yeah, whatever, who cares? Patriots at the Giants.
What a game! Game of the week.
I could probably skip through this one, but Devontae Parker's questionable, the concussion. Not that that matters. He's been questionable his entire career. Eric Gray for the running back for the Giants. He is questionable. Again, doesn't matter. Darius Slayton is doubtful today. I know Brian did bring that up on Friday, I believe. And Daniel Jones, we know, is out. Jags at Texans. Zay Jones, questionable. don't have any further report from the Friday news here. So that's basically where we're at. Looks like a game time decision with him, unless we hear something this morning. For the Texans, Damian Pierce is expected to play today. I know we've had a nice run with Devin Singletary. So maybe temper expectations a bit with Damian Pierce now going to eat in a little bit to that. And Noah Brown is out for them receiver-wise. But everyone else looks like a full go. Browns at the Broncos. Deshaun Watson, we know, IR. Marquise Goodwin is out as well. Greg Dulcich is on IR. Who cares? Okay, Rams at Cardinals. On to this one. We know Kyron Williams is back today. So good news there for you Kyron Williams owners. As far as the Cardinals are concerned, Mario DiMercato, questionable. Marquise Brown, questionable. Didn't practice on Friday as well. So note on that. Listen, if you have Trey McBride, might be good news to slide him in if you're questioning it, because they don't have Michael Wilson. He's going to be officially out with Marquise Brown questionable today. If he doesn't go, could be a big day for the tight end, Trey McBride. Let's go Chiefs at the Raiders. Kadarius Toney is out today. Jerick McKinnon is out today. And no injuries at all on the Raiders, so good news for them. Bills at the Eagles. Bills, no IR to report. Dawson Knox is hopeful to return after the Week 13 bye, so maybe a little bit downgrade on Kincaid, possibly. We'll see how that goes. And we know Dallas Goedert for the Eagles is still out, but should be coming back relatively soon. So good news for him. Ravens at the Chargers. Looks like Odell Beckham questionable. Excuse me, even though he was a full practice on Friday. So it does seem like he's trending to go. Zay Flowers, also hip injury, questionable, but was a full participant on Friday as well. Jalen Guyton for the Chargers, questionable. Gerald Everett also listed as questionable. So Jalen Guyton did have a limited practice this week, so may be able to go. Justin Jefferson, as we know, it's considered to be questionable for Monday night. If you listen to him, however, he's not going to rush it. So if it's not quite there for him, he's not going. Unfortunately for the owners, he could care less, apparently. I made that statement come out. And Deonta Foreman is doubtful for this matchup. He was downgraded. So just something to take note of as well. That means Chuba Hubbard obviously will be taking a full set of snaps for them. Or wait a minute, am I on the right team? I'm on the wrong team. My bad. I'm thinking Carolina. We're on the Bears. My bad. Khalil Herbert, if he actually plays, may be a good play. Who knows? All right, well, let's get it on. That was my injury report. I did the best I could with that. Again, I'm not a doctor, so that it is what it is. All right, let's get on to some weather.
It's time for the weather report.
All right, so for today's weather, we need like I was just thinking the other day, we need like a weather person. So if anyone knows of somebody that's cool, that's out there on social media, likes to do weather, let them know we're looking for one. I think it'd be cool. All right, let's go to the Dome games today. A lot of Dome games for Sunday. We obviously know some games have already happened, so we're little less than our normal slate. But Dome, Saints at Falcons, Bucks at Colts, Jags at Texans, Rams at Cardinals, Chiefs at Raiders, Ravens at Chargers, and Bears at Vikings. All of those kickers and pass throwers, everybody's good to go. Don't need to worry about that. Steelers at Bengals today, 43 degrees. There is a chance of rain in this one, and winds are 9 miles an hour. Panthers at the Titans, 55 degrees. Also a chance of rain in this one. Winds at 8 miles an hour. Patriots at the Giants. This one says slight chance of rain. Winds 7 miles an hour. Browns at the Broncos, 37 degrees. It's clear skies. Winds are 7 miles an hour. And then the Bills at the Eagles, 46 degrees. There is, again, a chance of rain and winds 7 miles an hour. So not a lot of rain affecting a lot of matchups today, thankfully for fantasy is concerned, because the majority in the domes today, at least. All right, well, I've done enough damn talking. Let's get to some ultimate DFS lineup.
My final meeting with the gods from the heavens above, as they spoke to me and hit me with the power of the ultimate warrior. You can feel it, dude.
Well, I'm just gonna say this now. We're just gonna, before I even start to reveal anything, I'm just gonna lay Justin down as the king of the DFS lineups. He has dominated every damn week, it seems like, and this week in particular, God, you see the difference. Let's go to Justin's first. Let's just bring up the creme de la creme from last week. 161, nice day. Kyler Murray had a good day. Everyone here had a good day. Maybe Tyler Higbee was the outlier. Even A.J. Dillon in a flex. You can't go wrong with 10.1 in your flex spot. So everyone here having a great day. Great job on his ultimate DFS last week. I came up, 60 points short. I was with him with Kyler Murray. Look, I spent money on Austin Eckler last week. Look what I got in return. That's what I got in return. I picked the wrong Jags receiver. That seems to be something a big theme going on all year long. I thought Marquise Hollywood Brown's going to come back. Has not yet. But maybe I'm a week early on Trey McBride because this is going to be a good week for him, it seems like. And poor Jordan, I don't know what happened to him. I think the time off for him is really skewing his fantasy. First of all, he's got the Titans defense, got him zip. And then the rest, just a little bit of sprinkling here and there. You got the Tyreek, you got the Kyler Murray, but other than that, it was just a little sprinkling going on everywhere else. All right, so I will go first, Justin, even though I've been talking forever, but let me just get mine out of the way. That was our deal when we started. This week, I got Lamar Jackson as my numero. I spent up a little bit on Lamar this week. How do you not like this Chargers matchup? They are 31st against fantasy QBs, and we've seen this defense all season long. Just give it up to QBs. So he's a definite great play today. I would spend the money on him. Rashad White comes in as a nice value this week. The Colts 29th against fantasy running backs. I think, in fact, that matchup is going to be very fantasy prevalent for a lot of players. Rashad White will be one of them. Then I went with Jerome Ford. The Denver's defense dead last against fantasy running backs. What else does this Cleveland offense have other than the running game? So I like the easy Jerome Ford is a good value. Zay Flowers, again, I got the stack and it going against this Chargers defense that's just atrocious to the pass. I got to Mario Douglas again. Now the Giants, they're 28th against the pass. Not like Mac Jones is lighting it up, but again, not like Devonta Parker's anything, but he is hurt. So you got limitations there. So I like what I see with Demario Douglas this week as a play. Michael Pittman Jr., I just talked about it a minute ago. I love the fantasy prospect of this matchup. So definitely get him in. The Bucs secondary, not very good against fantasy receivers. Isaiah Likely this week, going back to that Chargers game because their defense is just that bad. They're 30th against tight ends. So why not? Travis Etienne Jr., we know Houston struggled against the run. They're 16th against fantasy QB or running back, sorry. And I think it's one of those bounce back weeks for Etienne to get back on track. So I like that. And then Broncos D against Cleveland. I mentioned it earlier. What else does this Cleveland Browns offense have other than Jerome Ford in the running game and maybe Kareem Hunt? Not much. So I like Broncos D this week. All right, let's get on to Justin. What do you say, my friend? Who do you like in your ultimate DFS lineups?
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to start off with Josh Allen. I don't usually buy up on quarterbacks, but I think that this game has a major fireworks show going towards it. It just has that feel to where it's like these are two teams that are really going to determine the pecking order here in the Bills and the Eagles. And I think that's when Josh Allen really soars at his highest and really burns his brightest is when he is challenged to that full utmost ability. So I think that this is the best week to buy in on Josh Allen at a high price. And it's not even the highest price out there. So 8,100, that's perfect for me. DeAndre Swift, Commissioner said it multiple times. We've seen it throughout the whole season. The Bills' one weakness on that defense is really their run defense. They just do not know how to, stuff the gaps and keep the line stable. So really, I like what DeAndre Swift did last week. I think that the Eagles are really starting to pat down this run attack, and I think that Swift is going to be a huge part of it. It's kind of discouraging to hear that Rachaad White's got a knee injury, but I hope he's going because I like what he's been doing these past couple of weeks. Colts defense is not the stoutest against anything. They're kind of middle of the pack in general, so I really like his chances to, as a combined rush and receiver, be good if he makes that out onto the field. Then we got Tank Dell, Josh Downs, and Rashee Rice. That's my core 3 rookie tandem right there, or trifecta right there. Tank Dell has been playing out of his mind. I remember thinking this guy was going to be good, but I did not know this good. Really shows you route running is a absolutely key to any good receiver. If you have good routes, you're always open. Then Josh Downs. I think this is a big week for Josh Downs. You were talking about with Michael Pittman. Tampa is terrible against receivers, but I love the matchup at the slot versus Tampa because, one, Levante David isn't there, so the middle is going to be totally uncovered, if not covered by somebody who's not supposed to be there. So I think that they're going to tear it apart across the middle with Josh Downs. Rashee Rice, this is more or less just thinking that they're probably in Chieftown right now. They're probably still riding on the whole MVS dropping that pass. So they're probably going to be, kind of trying to go and get somebody else to yeah, I got you, Kamish. Yeah, I got myself. That's fucking hilarious. I was trying to mute you and I muted me. Welcome back. But Rashee Rice is one guy I'm really liking. I think he's going to kind of take up that mantle where MVS did, and I think they're going to find out he's a little bit more reliable. Then you got Trey McBride, Evan Ingram. I went double tight end this week because I really love what Trey McBride is doing out there. Every other week he's been alternating between fantastic games, and I think this is his week to have that 20 to 30-point game at the tight end position. Then Evan Ingram. It's a rare talent when you can be a top 12 at anything and not have a tight end, or not have a TD. This guy has been just killing it week after week, and it's because he's the most consistently targeted player on this team. I love what he brings to the table. I love the receptions and the yards, and that being what's leading the way for him right now. So in fantasy, that is a gold mine when you can get him that cheap. He's going to put up at least 10 points. And if he actually gets that rare touchdown, it's going to be a bigger week. And then the Buffalo Bills. So this is where I'm kind of showing my cards here. I really think that Buffalo is going to have a chance to take it to Philly this week. I don't think Philly has been, challenged enough. And I think, last week was good, but the Chiefs at the end of the day, a lot of what the Chiefs' mystique is Patrick Mahomes. If you take Patrick Mahomes out of it, the Chiefs kind of fall apart. Bills might be the same way, but I think that the Bills have a little bit more gusto on defense. I think that they bring it a little bit more. So I think this week, Jalen Hurts is in trouble. I think he's going to get sacked a couple of times. I think he might have a couple turnovers. He's been really the opposite of what we thought he was going to be this year. We thought he was going to be elevating his game. It seemed like the loss of Shane Steichen has actually taken away from his game in a little bit. And maybe it's just, the taken away of a good quarterback coach, like we've seen with Josh Allen in the past, like we've seen with every Lincoln Riley product. You take away the good coach that kind of tells you the good decisions, the bad decisions, the little things here and there. And you kind of get a little bit turnover happy. You kind of take those bold moves that you thought maybe I could do it, and you live and you learn, right? But anyways, that is my DFS lineup, and I hope it wins you some money this week. My bad, bro. My bad. You gotta mute yourself.
Okay, my bad. Damn. Yeah, so listen, if you guys are anyone's playing DFS this week, make sure you follow Justin's lineup and not mine. Justin's been money all year long, and I seem to be awful at it. But great job this week, my friend. All right, well, we got Ariel in the house. I'm going to get some money. Speaking of money getting paid, we got Ariel in the house. Let's bring her in and figure out how we can fatten our stacks this week.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to fatten your stacks with Ariel.
What is up, Miss Ariel? Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Appreciate you being in.
Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
It's been great. I hope you as well. I've had a great one, actually, because America's team put a beat down on the Jets on Black Friday. So unfortunately, my cohort over here is not so hot. But appreciate you being in the holiday red attire, of course. So appreciate you waking up with us. How can we get paid today?
All right. I have some prop bets for you. I like to keep all of my prop bets at minus 115 or better. And today, that was very easy to do. So let's start with my top 12. And I have a couple single play shootouts. So starting in Houston with CJ Stroud. I predict CJ Stroud's passing yards to be over 267.5. And now moving on to Arizona, Royce Freedman's rushing attempts to go over 6.5. And now let's go with my favorite blowout of the day, the Chiefs to beat the Raiders by a couple of touchdowns. Since I think Mahomes is going to light up the sky, I like Kansas City's Isaiah Pacheco's rushing attempts to be under 16.5 with rushing and receiving yards under 93.5. And I like Las Vegas's Hunter Renfrow's receptions to be under 2.5. Now, as wide of a margin as that game is likely to see, let's flip the script to a tight one with Carolina's Jonathan Mingo's rushing and receiving yards to be under 28.5. And, I don't really think much of Tampa today. Oh, sorry. Let's go back to that game. I also forgot to mention Tennessee's Will Levis's rushing yards to go over 8. I like that as well. So you already know that I don't think much of Tampa today. So I'm taking Tampa Bay's Trey Palmer rushing and receiving yards under 28.5 and Palmer's receptions under 5.5. So finally, I'm focusing on the Patriots. I like Stevenson's rushing yards to go under 62.5. And for my long shot play of the day, which I have yet to miss, I gave 2 long shot plays, both hit last time. So I'm hoping to keep the streak alive. I like Zeke Elliott's anytime touchdown at plus 250. Now I have bonus long shot for you here with Pittsburgh's Kenny Pickett's passing touchdowns under 1.5 at plus 200.
Wow, I like that one. I like that anytime with Zeke today. I could see that happening. Definitely see some garbage time in that game. Ariel, once again, I hope everyone listening and watching has wrote all this down, because if you want to get some money today, she is the person to follow. And speaking of following, where can we get your stuff during the week? Because I know you do more than football. Where can we follow, subscribe, whatever, and get all of your great insight?
Perfect. Thanks so much for asking. I am on TikTok at Ariel. Also, I have a free morning email, which shows where all of the lines are going for today. Some of my best plays are in my morning email. You could see all of this for free, how the money is flowing, how Vegas is reacting, simply by going to arielcallista.com and adding your email to the Stay in Touch box. And all of this is free information, and a ton of it every day across the NBA, across the NFL. I mean, NCAA. So a lot of information there for you. So I would love if you came and joined my email group.
Awesome. Well, listen, if you're out there watching, make sure it doesn't cost you anything. It takes you 2 seconds. Sign up. It's free info. And hey, you could get paid while you do something for free. Why not? Ariel, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. And again, go follow, subscribe, get her great content. Hope you had a great holiday. And thank you again so much.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, again, we appreciate you. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of our fantasy friends were on vacation this week, so I only got one video, so I'll wait for that at the end. So let's get to our Sunday picks. Thanks again, Ariel. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
We're on a mission, guys. We're on a mission, guys.
We got a couple of questions here. Oops, sorry, Chuck. I do see that in here. Crush those long shot props all season. Zeke had 88 yards last week. She has him scoring a TD at 250. Let's go in. Thank you, Chuck, for the comment. Hunter, we're going to get to your question there. I just want to say we will get to that in a second while we get our picks in this week. All right, let's go and show. I still have our Thanksgiving attire on for our crew here. So let's look at our picks from last week. We got 10-3. I guess I should have lightened those up a little bit. Look at the two Chiefs. We got Chief Cooper and Chief Greg OJ Mayer, 10-3 and 10-3. Justin looks like he should be on the cover of Pilgrims Only or something. And we got our Jester Pilgrims here at the end, 8-5 and 8-5. Jordan, I swear, man, that long hair makes him look like he's a damn Fabio or something. And then for the year, well, we only got one Chief in this out. Chief Justin, 106.56. We Greg, who's a white pioneer, 104.58. I'm at 102.60, tied with Chief Fred, and then Jordan filling out the rear there with 101.61. We're still pretty close in here with our picks. So, and duly noted, I need to lighten those numbers up. All right, let's go to our first matchup, Saints at the Falcons. This series is tied 54-54. The Saints have won 5 out of the last 6. Last year, they swept them 21-18 and 27-26. The Saints are favored by 1.5. The over-under is 41.5. Fred, who do you like in this one?
I don't remember. Nah, let me stop. You said the Chiefs, right? What game are we doing?
Saints at the Falcons. Jesus.
All right. So my order's a little bit different. That's why I'm lucky. I picked the Saints. There you go. Why? Because
all right, go ahead.
All right. I picked the Falcons. Obviously, they're going back to I picked the Saints because obviously the Falcons don't know what's going on right now. They're going back to Desmond Ridder. They're probably going to let him ride out the rest of the season. They're just not a good team right now, and the Saints are still playing for the division, so they have way more to play for. Going with the Saints.
Justin, who do you like?
I like the Saints. I agree with everything that Fred says. And I've also said multiple times on the show, I think the Falcons are absolute frauds. So I'm going to go.
Well, let's drop the tomahawk this week. It's all Saints for us this week. We all like the Saints. I mean, look, the bottom line is the Falcons have not shown anything, quite frankly. The Saints have shown a little. They got a good defense. They have that bit of an identity. Offense is kind of up and down. I like Taysom Hill this week, by the way, at least to get an anytime touchdown. So if you're looking for a prop bet, that's the one I like this week. All right, let's get to the next matchup. Bucks at the Colts. The Colts lead the series 8-7. Bucks have won 2 in a row in this series. Last time they won was in 2021. They won 28-21. The Colts are favored by 2.5 and the over-under 44.5. Justin, who do you like?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Colts on this one. I think that the bye week is a big thing, and they're going to come in, already a refreshed Jonathan Taylor because he missed 4 games. But, now you get him off of a bye week. The Bucs looked bad last week. I mean, San Francisco kept them in that game way too long. So I think that the Colts are going to come back and really hopefully unleash guys like Josh Downs and Michael Pittman again, because that offense is actually kind of fun when they have everything going. And hopefully, Gardner Minshew can get that going again. Get the little Minshew mania going again, maybe twirl the mustache. You just put the freaking grease back in the mustache. Let's get it going, Minshew mania. Let's go.
Let's get it. It's that time of the season. Fred, who you like?
Got to be the Colts. They still got something to play for. Bucks are looking pretty bad right now. I mean, they tried, but Colts got more to play for.
He said they try. David takes the Falcons, and he said we should believe in Baker this week. I'm gonna go with. I actually forgot who I went with, but I'm gonna go with the Bucks this week. We are kind of split in our house, if you will. I disagree, Fred. I think the Bucks actually look pretty damn good, quite frankly, and I think David said it best. Believe in Baker. I mean, put some respect on that man's name. He's definitely played, good this year. I don't want to say great, but he's played good, which is, with their defense, it's aging, but it's still decent. I just like the Bucks overall. I think they just got a little bit more moxie to them. Let's go Panthers at Titans. This series is tied to 3-3. The Panthers have won 2 in a row. Last time they won was in 2019. They won 30-20. Titans are favored by 3.5, over under 36.5. Fred, who you like?
Well, this is not really a good game. It's kind of boring. The Titans got 2 more whole wins than the Panthers at 1-9. So I don't think either one really wants to win the game, but obviously the Panthers are going to try to lose the game to get that number 1 pick. Oh, they don't even get their pick. So anyway, I'm going with the Titans just because the Carolina Panthers are that bad.
Justin, who you think?
This should. You know how they block out games sometimes from you to watch. This should be one of those games they block out just because nobody wants to watch it. I can't imagine. I'm going to go with the Panthers on this one, and it's just solely based off the fact that I think that the Titans are just that bad. And I think the Panthers, they may be worse, but I think that somehow Adam Thielen can will them to a win. I'm just throwing it up there. You got to be a little different sometimes. And when you got 2 bad teams, maybe just pick the other one. You'll be okay. I don't know. We'll find out.
I think this is Justin just throwing us a bone this week. He's just trying to let us catch up. He's our low.
Every bone I've been throwing. Oh no! Do I got a gobble?
Yeah, there you go. You got a gobble because I don't have a gobble sound effect, so you're gonna have to gobble it for me. It's the lone turkey this week. He's the only one that likes the damn Panthers. I think the Titans at least got a little bit with Derrick Henry. And Carolina's horrible against the run. I can just see them pounding it all day long on the Carolina Panthers, and hopefully, limit the mistakes of Will Levis. That's how I see them winning this week. All right, let's go Patriots at the Giants. Patriots lead the series 7-6. Patriots have won 2 in a row. Last time is in 2019. They won 35-14. The over-under is 34. Patriots are favored by 3.5. Justin, who you like?
Oh, man. You would have thought this would have been why does the NFL do this to us? They give these games to us where you're just like, geez. I'm gonna go with the Patriots on this one, and it's because I need Ramondre Stevenson to have a gigantic week, and I'm just hoping they just feed him and feed him and feed. Ariel, I hope that your long shot bet goes through, but I hope it's because it's like the end of the game, and they're just like, we're gonna keep Mondre on the sideline, put Zeke out there for the touchdown, because I just need them to feed this guy all day long. Patriots also, I mean. You want to say they're the better team, but then you saw the Giants whip up on the Commanders last week, and you're like, who really is a good team when it comes to like this matchup? So I'm going to go with the Patriots just off of that hope that the bye week has some sort of change.
You know how in life things happen, or you hear something, and then all of a sudden there's a big picture that made sense. Ariel had mentioned when she mentioned Ramondre Stevenson, I seen the look on your face. There was something there. I was like, does Justin disagree? Like, what's going on? And now I know why.
No, you know what's funny is while she's doing these segments, I have my phone out on DraftKings.
Bro, I was on Underdog Fantasy doing the picks.
Yeah, I'm logging them in. And that one I didn't want to push, but I pushed it because she's like, I'm perfect on my long shots. I'm like, all right.
I was on Underdogs, and it was like times 1.5 bonus. I was like, oh, snap.
I saw the look on your face. I was like, I wonder if he disagrees, but now I know why. All right, Fred, what's up? What do you like in this?
Giants, they're on a winning streak. They still have Saquon Barkley. There's no way. Hey, do you know that the Giants are only 3 games back of the wild card? Throw that out there.
I did not know that. But did you know it's
is that bad?
Indeed. Listen, Patriots, I'm in on this one. I think they're just, I don't know. I don't even want to say they're better, but
Damn, I like Chief Juster. He looks spoke.
I know, bro. I know. He looks like he's maybe that's maybe you're an Indian and didn't know it. Who knows? All right,
me and Fred are the last of the Mohicans over here.
What's going on? All right, let's go. Steelers at the Bengals. Steelers lead the series 68-39. They split the series last year 37-30. The Bengals won, and then the Steelers won 23-20 in OT. The over-under is over-under is 35.5. Steelers are favored by 1.5. Fred, who you like?
I'm gonna take the Steelers. This is a division game, hard hitting. Here we go. This is what's gonna happen. But I'm giving the edge to the team that did not lose their starting quarterback. I'm going with Pittsburgh.
I know it's just tough though, because is Kenny Pickett that much of a?
I like Mike Tomlin a little bit more.
That's true too. That's what made me go the same route. Justin, who you like?
Yeah, it's the same for me. You didn't even have to tell me all the added information, like no T. Higgins, freaking Matt Canada is finally gone, so they can finally say it's not Matt Canada's fault anymore that this offense sucks. But I think that this has got Steelers getting back in the race and Bengals slowly fading into the abyss of the offseason.
What?
Put the tomahawk down. We all like the Steelers this week. All right, let's go. Jaguars at Texans. A surprisingly awesome, fun matchup this now. Texans lead the series 29-14. Ooh, Texans won earlier this year. I had to be reminded of this. Totally forgot about this game. 37-17. Put a beat down on the Jags in Jacksonville. The over-under was 47.5 this week, and the Jags are favored by 1.5. Justin, who you like?
So I found a weird trend here. When Zay Jones plays, the Jaguars actually look really freaking good. So that guy that Fred's got a jersey of over there, he's actually been key to the Jaguars' success. I don't know if that's because, the deep ball presence, maybe he sprinkles a little magic. Maybe it's like Michael Jordan's water. They just take a little bit of Zay Jones water and they're like, oh man, we're amazing now. But a little bit of tidbit information for you there. Zay Jones is questionable this week. He's been questionable the entire season. He's like Coop just said with Devontae Parker. He's pretty much a continuous questionable. He's career questionable. But if he plays this week, I think the Jaguars are going to get that win back in a very crucial time because they need to keep hold of that AFC South crown. I'm going to go with the Jaguars this week. I think that they will get back in the race. I think Trevor Lawrence is maybe starting to feel himself a little bit, which is kind of what he needs.
He definitely needs. I totally agree with you. Fred, who you like?
Totally agree with Justin. This is where they separate themselves a little bit. The Jags going to win this game, go up 2 games in the division, and try to lock it up.
Every time I doubt this Houston team, they come and remind me how good they actually are. I'm going to ride with the Texans, so Jordan's with me on this. We're going to split us up on this one. Again, it depends on what Jag team shows up, though, too. I know that I've seen them be really good, and then I've seen them be really bad. So it's just the question of which one shows up. I like this Texans team, especially at home. Already put a beat down on them in Jacksonville. So, and again, as I mentioned, it must be something going on in that rivalry. 29-14 all time, the Texans are. So, all right, Rams at Cardinals. Rams lead the overall series 49-40-2. Rams won back in October 26-9. That was without Kyler Murray, though. Over unders 45.5. Rams favored by 2.5. Who do you like, Fred?
Cardinals. I like the way Kyler Murray's playing. I think they get Marquise Brown in the mix today. I think the Cardinals should be happy for what they have and keep riding them. So I'm going with the Cardinals.
All right, Justin, who do you like?
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals as well. I think it's a whole new Cardinals team. I like what they're doing with Trey McBride. Like you were saying, Marquise Brown needs to get right, and I guarantee you he'll get right very, very soon. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals. The Rams are it's a mess there, and you kind of feel like they're really aging out really fast. I think they have, with the Seahawks, the most starters rookie-wise. So you're really starting to see this team kind of degrade.
I somewhat agree, but then somewhat not, because I remember this team. I was thinking the same thing earlier this season before the season even started, and then this team came out and started winning football games with Matt Stafford and looked okay. I mean, they seemed to got Cooper Kupp back now in the lineup, so I'm gonna go with with the Rams this week, and our boy Greg's gonna agree with me. So we'll split up the house this week on that one. I also like their defense just a tad bit more, which I think is what will win the game for them ultimately. So that's what I'm especially now also thinking about the injuries with the receiving core with the Cardinals as it is. All right. Now, I did kind of fib. I said we'd play that video at the end, but I just need a break. We had a lot of talking. So we're going to hit the video now. Chris Fox going to bring us the Dingus pick of the week, and we'll come back and finish the rest of our picks.
Is the Dingus pick of the week with your host, Chris Fox.
Oh, hey gang. I hope you're having a great weekend of football so far. In light of the big holiday, I thought maybe this week we could talk about some things that we're thankful for. Like not playing any running backs this week not named Pollard or Christian McCaffrey. Or not playing wide receivers like Doubs, Ayuk, or anybody that plays for the Seahawks. I'll tell you what you won't be thankful for, and that's if you play Davante Adams this week. See, Adams is going against a Kansas City defense that just held A.J. Brown to 1 reception for 8 yards. That's 1.8 fantasy points. He'd been a top 10 wide receiver the last 4 games in a row before that. And they held Tyreek to 15, they held Sutton to just 10, and Keenan Allen under that. Don't play Davante Adams this week. You'll also be thankful for not playing Amari Cooper. He's only caught 17 of 41 targets. The Denver secondary's gotten quite good over the past 6 games, holding fantasy receivers to less than 10 points. So Cooper is not a great play this week. And lastly, I know you want to play James Cook after last week, but I'm telling you, you won't be thankful if you do. Did you know that until Pacheco's 89 yards last week, no other rusher has gone over 54 yards this entire season? And they've only allowed 1 rushing touchdown since week 4. So sit Cook this week, and you'll have one more thing to be thankful for. You can certainly be thankful for that Efin Morning After Show, which airs live every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. on the Fantasy Sports Corporation channel. Adam Holz and I wrap up your fantasy week, give you the best stats, and set you up for the win next week, too. You can even call in. I know I'm certainly thankful for each and every one of you, and I hope I'm thankful for this hat wearing out well this week. Until next week, everybody, listen to what the Fox says. We'll see you then. Take care.
This has been the Dingus pick of the week with your host.
The Dingus pick of the week, Chris Fox. Make sure you stick and stay here on Tuesdays, 9:30 a.m. Lots of great stuff from Chris. Thank you, my friend. All right, let's get on with the rest of the picks. The Browns at the Broncos. Broncos lead this series overall 24-7. The Browns won last time in 2021, 17-14. The over-under is 36.5. Broncos, 1.5 point favorites. Who do you like, Fred?
Who did I pick? Did I pick the Broncos? I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. I did not pick the Broncos.
You picked the Browns, yeah.
Correct. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I did have a little bit of back and forth with this game because I do like the way the Broncos been playing. They've been pretty hot lately. They've been playing some good football. But I have to go with the Browns defense. They're really still trying hard. I mean, and I don't think they're gonna let their season slide away. Their defense is phenomenal. So I'm going with the Browns.
Love it. What do you think, Justin? Who do you like?
Yeah, no, I'm with Fred on that one. I mean, you talk about getting a softball here, and I know the Broncos have been doing good stuff, 6-game win streak, all that. They haven't looked impressive doing it. They kind of look like they've been barely eking out wins here and there. This is the wrong team to be barely eking out wins with because the Browns will shut you down. Like, they will shut down the best offenses in the league. And this Broncos team is not the best offense in the league by far. So I like the Browns. I think they continue their run. I think DTR slowly gets things right. And I think we actually see him throw a touchdown this week. Maybe that's my long shot pick of the week.
Wow.
Over 0.5 touchdowns.
Wow. I like it. We should have a live fantasy Jesus and let him bless DTR this week. Because I totally disagree. I'm going to be the lone turkey on this one. The Broncos have been hot. This DTR kid, I'm sorry, he just don't. For me, I'm like, I just don't see it. I see it going into this again, visiting Denver. I can't even think of the damn stadium name. Going to Denver, which is a tough place to play. I like the streak they've been on. I like what they've been doing. I think the Broncos, I like their weapons a little bit more actually as well. I know the Browns got a tough defense, but I think the Broncos just have a little bit more than Cleveland does today. So I'm going with the Broncos. Gobble. Chiefs at the Raiders. Chiefs lead the series 72-54-2. 5 in a row for the Chiefs. Last year, they won 30-29 and 31-13. The over-under is 43.5. Chiefs are favored by 10.5. Ariel thinks it's going to be $1.5 billion. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Ariel on that one. The Chiefs playing mad has tended to be bad things, and it always tends to happen to the Raiders. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one, hands down. And it's not because I don't like the Raiders. I actually do like the Raiders. It's just that quarterback limits them so much out there. So you can't have a quarterback that limits you against Patrick Mahomes. That's just not going to be good for your team.
100%. What do you think?
You got to go with the Chiefs. There's no way. They just lost last week. This is going to get ugly.
Yeah, I mean, I just put the tomahawk down early on this one. We all like the Chiefs. I think Justin, you said it, but it does always seem to happen to the Raiders. But this happened to be that week, like you said. I mean, they did, poor performance. They're going to come out. Travis Kelce, especially Pat Mahomes. I mean, again, big days for all these guys coming for the Chiefs. That's what we expect anyway. But you never know. Maybe see the Raiders fling it out a little bit. You never know. But this Chiefs D, I think, again, has been the most impressive thing by far on this team all season long. So, I don't see the Raiders doing much that wise. Well, let's go to the game of the day. This is one I'm looking forward to. Bills at the Eagles. The Eagles lead this series 8-6. They've won 2 in a row. Actually, in 2019, they won 31-13. I don't think I wrote that down right because I put Vikings, so I don't know what the hell I wrote there. Eagles are favored by 3. The over/under is 48.5. Justin, who do you like in the matchup?
I don't know if I'm the only one that does. I can't imagine I am, but I'm with the Bills. I think, like I said in the DFS, I think the Bills are going to surprise a lot of people. I think the Eagles have been, for the 9-1 record, they've been kind of underwhelming. They've been allowing good teams to have great performances against them. We saw Dallas have an amazing performance against them in Philly. This is just one of those games where I think that, maybe this lackluster laziness is going to catch up with them. And, maybe it's going to spring them back to life next week against the 49ers. I don't know. But I have a feeling this is more of a must win for the Bills than it is for the Eagles. And I think that's going to take over. I think the Bills are going to win it.
I don't know. I don't know if it was you who said, I don't know. I feel like I had this conversation with somebody, and I feel like someone said that, or maybe it was even you that was like, well, wait a minute, who needs this more actually? Fred, who you like?
I'm going with the Eagles. I've been hearing a lot about the Bills upsets, but the Eagles are just really good, and I don't know where the Bills stand right now. So I got to go with the more sure thing, which is the Eagles.
I would normally agree with Justin because I'm always that guy that doesn't just look at the numbers and, kind of feels things out sometimes. Sometimes it's just, a team gets that right momentum and it's just their time. So it does feel like it would be Buffalo's time to upset the Eagles. But the way they've played this year, Josh Allen, now they got all these injuries in their secondary, which was the one thing that was good on their defense. I just can't. And the Eagles just keep winning against everybody, quite frankly. So I'm going to go with the Eagles on this. I think we're all split up on this one. Jordan likes the Bills. Greg likes the Eagles as well. So we got to split out on that one. That's going to be a good game. I'm excited for that one. Ravens at the Chargers, another one that should have been more at least in the standings, more exciting game, but still an exciting game, I think, nonetheless. Ravens lead the series 8-6. Ravens won the last time 2021 34-6. The over-under is 48.5. The Ravens favored by 3. Fred, who you like?
I got to go with the Ravens, man. I'm really started to buy in on the Ravens. Their defense, Lamar Jackson. I mean, everything about them is looking good. And they might be the surprise team in the AFC to come out the AFC.
Well, we'll see. Got a nice showdown coming up with America's team coming to their house soon. Justin, who you like?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Fred on this one. I like the Ravens. Just everything's a little bit better in Baltimore. Even the offense has more weapons. The defense is humming. The coaching is outstanding. And everything else on the other side is just kind of not the same. The defense is shit. The coaching is shit. The offense is humming, but, it's limited to what weapons they can use. So I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think that there's just a little bit more there. Hopefully, this is a fire Brandon Staley game. Please fire Brandon Staley.
Put the tomahawk down. Earlier this season, you would have caught me picking these Chargers, but I don't believe anymore. I mean, they're just that team that's got all the talent, but just can't seem to put it together, get a W on the board. And the Ravens were the team that I kept thinking weren't anything, and they just keep proving me wrong by continuing to win. So, again, chalk it up, the Ravens in this one. Let's finish it up Monday night with the Vikings. The Bears visiting the Vikings. Vikings lead the series 66-57-2. Vikings have won 5 in a row in the matchup. Last year, 19-13 and 29-13. The over-under is 43.5. Vikings favored by 3. Justin, who you like?
Let me just say this. The Bears kind of surprised a lot of people last week, and myself included, and they kind of helped the Packers, formulate this, hey, maybe Detroit isn't nearly as good as they think they are run here, because that's Green Bay and Chicago, teams that have not been very good this season, putting it on against Detroit. I think the Vikings win this week. I think it's more to better coaching on the other side. I think it's Dobbs still having a presence there. And here's my big thing. I think it's because Justin Jefferson comes back and has a big game. I think he's milking this story up to where he's going to make his re-entrance into the 2023 season and start it off with a bang with 2 touchdowns. That is my prediction for the Monday night game. Justin Jefferson comes back and he's the hero of the game.
Wow. Put your hands together and pray. Fantasy Jesus has spoken. Justin Jefferson in the house. All right, so we all like Vikings. Again, Chicago hasn't done much all season long. Vikings are impressive with Dobbs, quite frankly. So we got to like the Vikings in the matchup. And like I said, the Bears have just struggled all year long. All right, let's finish up. We got some stuff in the mailbag to check.
You've got mail.
We'll get to our comment section first. We got our boy way back at 8:29 a.m., Hunter Bennett. Hope you've been hanging out, waiting for this one. Javonte Williams or Alexander Madison in the flex? Fred, what do you think?
Jesus. You know what? I'm going to go with Madison. I don't like Chicago's defense. It's Monday Night Football. They need the victory. The Lions just lost. I think they put up a great game.
I mean, you're not wrong. I just, Javonte Williams is so much better than Alexander Madison, and just Cleveland's defense, though, is so good. So it is tough to go to that side. So I feel you on that one. That's a tough call right there. But, yeah, I probably may sign with Madison just because the matchup is that much better. All right, let's get to the other questions that we had. I got to pull them up here. My bad. Justin, no punt intended. Trevor Lawrence at Houston or Garner Minshew versus the Bucks?
T-Law, all day long. Start your studs. Whenever you got that question right there, start your studs.
start your now. The only thing I will always agree with that. The only thing I'll disagree with is are we really calling Trevor Lawrence a stud? I mean, this season
He had a very studly game last week.
Definitely was a stud last week, but the rest of the year, I don't know. We can call the man studly. All right, sacks
now.
That's right. Sacks in the city, Fred. Derek Carr at Atlanta, or I think that's supposed to be versus Russell Wilson versus Cleveland.
I'm not picking anything against Cleveland. So, yes, Derek Carr, let's have a big game today versus that porous Atlanta defense.
The porous. Actually, Atlanta's been okay, but as of late, actually, you're right. They have been actually pretty porous. Jameer, I go again on my own, Justin. Gus Edwards at LA or Joe Mixon versus the Steelers?
Man, you know what? I'm going to go Joe Mixon on this one. I think that both are tremendous, but I think Joe Mixon's going to be leaned on a little bit more in this offense, especially with a younger quarterback. Gus Edwards, there's always the chance that Keaton Mitchell, Justice Hill, somebody else, Lamar Jackson steals his touchdown, steals his yards. With Joe Mixon, it's Joe Mixon, and that's where the buck stops. So we're going to go with that guy right there. Nice. Hey, cutie doggy. But let's go with Joe Mixon. I think he's going to get a lot of catches today and a lot of yards.
She's like, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. I like that. It's a good call. Yeah, they're definitely going to lean on Joe Mixon. I actually like him a lot in PPR. I feel like they might just get a lot of dump offs, quite frankly. So we'll see how it lines up for him. All right, Fred, let's go. I'm sorry, Smith Jackson. Oh, you got Javonte Williams, just talked about him versus Cleveland. How about this one, though? Jerome Ford at Denver.
See, a lot of these are going against some tough defenses. That's why I'm totally picking against Cleveland today, because I think Cleveland's going to have a good game. So I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go to Ford at Denver. I just can't. No way you can pick against Cleveland.
I don't have it pulled up. I apologize, but I believe Denver is either 32nd, dead last, or close to it, and against the fancy running back. So yeah, it's not a bad call there. Even Kareem Hunt could be a nice play today. Let's do some shopping, Justin. We'll go to Bed Bath and Bijan. DeAndre Hopkins versus Carolina, or Jordan Addison versus Chicago.
I talked a lot of shit on Tennessee not being very good at all, which I back it up 1,000%. But DeAndre Hopkins is the only person out there that's worth a damn to have on that team. And, so I'll say this, they may be able to score. And if they do, it'll probably be on the back of either DeAndre Hopkins or Derrick Henry. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of this one. I think they'll probably end up both scoring around 10 to 15 points. But if I had to lean on one guy, I think I'd go Diop.
All right. Like that. Let's play some Call of Duty, Fred. Hollywood Brown versus the LA Rams, or it should be at, and Amari Cooper at Denver.
Well, it's funny. I'm going to go Marquise Brown because I really think today's the breakout game. They've had 3 games together now. I think he actually comes through. So I'm definitely going with Brown versus the Rams. I'm starting him myself, so I got to go that route.
Well, just make sure you check the injury report. Don't forget he is questionable, so make sure that he's playing first before anything else, for sure. All right, let's go. Justin, check this weather. It's Stroudy with a chance of deep balls. Rashid Shaheed at Atlanta or Gabe Davis at Philly?
Stroudy with a chance of deep ball. You know what? And I love it because the person that came in with this one was very clever in the way that they had their lineup set up, because you got deep ball threat Rashid Shaheed, deep ball threat Gabe Davis all day long. I'm going to go with Philly. Gabe Davis, that weak-ass secondary is going to get exposed this week. Gabe Davis is going to help them along with this. Rashid Shaheed, he's a nice one, but he's so spotty. Like, Gabe Davis gives a little bit more consistency. It's not much more, but it's a little bit more.
I'm glad you noticed the secret, encoded the secret message there. Fred, Amon Mission, Puka Nakua at Arizona, Jalen Warren at Cincinnati, or Devonta Adams versus the Chiefs? It's a flex question.
You know what? I'm over here doing my underdog draft real quick while I was while I was talking to you guys, and I picked Devontae Adams because I think we usually talk about game flow, and I think they're gonna have to keep up with Kansas City. So I think the Raiders are gonna have to throw the ball. I'm going with Devontae Adams.
Yeah, game script will definitely dictate they're going to have to throw that damn football. So I definitely feel you there. Justin, you ever feel like a kittlefish in a big pond? Adam Thielen at Tennessee, James Cook at Philly, or Nico Collins versus Jacksonville?
I'm gonna go Thielen. Like, once again, like, I ran on a whole rant. Thielen's gonna lead this team to the promised land today. So I'm gonna go Thielen all day long. James Cook, it's a bad matchup. I agree with the Dingus. It's a terrible matchup against Philly. And then Nico Collins, I like the player, but Tank Dell is so damn smooth right now. He's got such a connection with Stroud. I just cannot put him over Tank Dell, which means I can't make him the number one on that team, which means automatically, de facto, he is below Adam Thielen. So there you go.
I like you. I like you. All right, don't listen. We can't show our fans. I'm sorry. Freddie's OnlyFans page. It's Taysom Hill at Atlanta or Isaiah Likely at the Chargers.
Oh man. Ugh.
He said, ugh.
You know what? Let's go Taysom Hill. He scores touchdowns every so often. At least he's in the playbook. I'm going Taysom Hill. Not excited.
Don't forget Derek Carr struggling with injury too. So I like Taysom Hill a lot today. I also like Isaiah Likely. I like both of these. So I think this is I think you're good either way. Justin, let's go Dak to the future. Saints versus Atlanta or Vikings versus the Bears?
I'm going to go with the Saints versus Atlanta. And that's an easy one for me because Desmond Ridder is turnover prone.
He's back.
And trash. All right, and Fred, we got one last one. You're hooked on a Thielen. It's Titans versus Carolina or Broncos versus Cleveland.
Oh, man. So if I had the Titans or the Broncos, you got some shitty defenses. Let's go Titans, man. I'm going to listen to what Justin said earlier. Carolina's not that good. Let's go Titans.
Titans struggling big time for sure. All right, well, we will close it out. Good luck to all of you this week in week 12. Stick and stay here. Up next is Wake and Rake, our boy Eric, and I'll get his little homegrown prop bets. He just sent in a little late. I'll throw it up on the shorts to later on today, so we'll have some comments in there. So stick and stay. They'll have some we got one last question. Here we go. Justin, who do you like? Tyler, it's from Tyler Regan. Thank you for your question, my brother. Downs or Addison today? Who do you like?
My man, Tyler, if you're looking for points, if you need a big win, put Josh Downs in. If you're just looking to keep it safe, put Jordan Addison in. I think Downs is in for a big game, but it's not a sure thing. If he does, he's going to go off, but Addison might be the safer bet if you're already projected to win.
Yeah, so bigger ceiling for Downs, safer floor for Addison there. I like that. Indeed. Thank you for the comment, my brother. All right, well, we appreciate you guys. Don't forget, stick and stay here. Wake and Rake coming up next. Our boys from PSR and the crew from that way. Sorry, I can't remember where that comes on there. Cricket, I believe, comes on there as well. And of course, we got stuff later on. Just so make sure you just stick and stay here. Like, subscribe, comment, because we got the Jester sack to give away. So make sure you get those in. All those comments, all those likes and comments give you a little entry in there. Good luck. It's a big week. We're finishing up our fantasy season. So good luck to all of you. We appreciate you. We'll see you back on Tuesday. We are out.